And so I said, "Where is Jetpack Man? Where is he? Somebody help me, please. He's lost and I need to find him."
Coby, you are 100% right. Where is he? We haven't heard from him in so long. Oh my god, Jetpack Man, if you're listening right now, make sure you come on by
Somehow.
and say something.
Wherever you are.
Oh, but he's probably
in the
up.
world.
Just look up and be like, "Hi, Jetpack Man."
All I see is impending doom. Speaking of impending doom,
This is the Slalt Cast.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Daniel. I'm joined by...
I'm Coby.
And...
I'm Caden.
God, you'd think that 36 episodes in would be better at this.
I don't like saying my own name out
I did.
loud.
We transitioned from Dan having an opening bumper, and then I made the glorious suggestion, because why wouldn't you, to have introductions on an audio podcast, which is primarily how people consumed it back then.
I was only happy people consumed that it wasn't video.
Yeah. And then the thing is that to do the opener, which is the "and so I said," it's a non sequitur. It's like it doesn't have to relate to anything we're going to talk about. We don't even have to acknowledge it, even though we do.
I would like to talk about Jetpack.
The awkward part is having to introduce. But how do you introduce a podcast that you don't like? We all host. But Dan is the host because he's on a power trip all the time.
Well, I know. I mean, the co-hosts are all at equal status to the host. Like, with the 3 co-hosts, each of us individually are hosts.
So I could introduce it as one of your hosts, Coby.
Yes, and then I'll say I'm the alpha host, Daniel.
You can't be an alpha and a lord.
I am. That's right. I'm Lord host, Lord Commander host. God, this episode has already got so many callbacks to last episode, like previous episodes, and no one will know except for Lawrence. No one will know.
No one will have listened.
We are streaming this episode live on twitch.tv/Slalt, by the way. It's currently Tuesday the 12th. If you're wondering, if the world continues to fall apart, if Trump gets impeached or something and we don't mention it, it's because it hasn't happened yet.
It's the start of what should have been a good year, and so far we're still waiting for 2021 to start.
This is 2022.
It was wishful thinking. It was wishful thinking to think that 2021 minute 1 would be good.
God, it's just it's a good thing that COVID disappeared at midnight, isn't it? Like, God, I'm so happy we don't have COVID anymore.
According to this frame, I've got a mask on.
I'm so sick of wearing masks. I'm sick of it. Just stop it. I understand it's important and I'm going to continue doing it, but having to wear masks at work, fuck, it sucks. I had to trim my beard. Because it was getting in my mouth because of the mask, and it was annoying.
You wear 2 masks.
What do you mean by that?
So you put one mask and it sits like this, and then you get the other mask and you sit it like that, and then you've got a bigger mask.
Well, no, I'm talking about watch this video live on not live, when it's posted on YouTube to see the demonstration I'm about to give. So the mask sits like this, like that on my face. And what it does, it kind of pushes into the beard, like into the mustache when it's longer, and it directs the hairs into my mouthsicle. That's the technical term for a mouth. And then I go yucky hairs.
Icky dump. My favorite thing, like the internet has taken out of the whole 2020 to 2021 thing, is I saw a meme the other day, and it was like a zombie round starting. Everyone's like, yo, 2021 about to hit different, this shit gonna be good. And then it was just like a clip of someone reaching round 2021. It was like,
look, 4 more years and we can exfil, guys.
Yes. Yes.
When's the Australian election? I forget. Is that 2022?
I think it's we had one like a little while ago.
Yeah.
Speaking of elections, God, people really don't want that US one to happen.
No, they don't
Even
want
though it happened.
to not happen.
It did happen, and they're trying to say nah. And
they're trying to say, wait, no, do it again. I didn't do it right.
So
it wasn't counting. It
Well-
did count.
So everybody, welcome back to three Australian dudes talk about American politics.
well, it's kind of important. Like
It is
normal,
important.
like you know, not every day do we see a terrorist attack from people who think that they're like, people commit an act of domestic terrorism in the name of the current president. You know, it's
Yeah.
I saw a thing online. Someone retweeted a video. I wish I could find it. I couldn't find it. Which was it was a video of like all these people after they've stormed into the Capitol building, and the caption was like, all these people are breaking windows, breaking down doors, and just harassing security guards to try and get into this place, only to then show a video underneath of them all walking within the red ropes and just keeping within a single file line like they're on a fucking tour
it looked like a tour.
It was so funny.
Which, when you compare to BLM, is like disgusting. Like how the police acted. Well, I don't know if I want to get into that part of it so much because it is. We are Australians talking about US politics. But my favorite thing I've seen, and I can't find the video again, but there's been a lot of TikToks of people like leaving the terrorist attack, the site of the coup, and discovering they're on a no-fly list because they're domestic terrorists. I saw one of like the stereotypical like redneck-looking dude straight up crying like, "They call me terrorists." It's great. It's my favorite thing.
I like all politics and opinions aside. My favorite thing out of all of these crises that goes down is just the way that the internet reacts and just takes the piss out of things. It kind of it brings a little light to a subject.
I saw someone it was like Notch or C418 or someone tweeted like, "Oh, you know what it was? It was Lil Nas X tweeted like, why is Twitter at its best when the world is at its worst?"
Yeah.
Because the memes were high tier, but God was at a time.
Oh my god.
It's
Shit was
crazy.
rough.
It's crazy to think in 2021, or 2020.
TWO.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say 2,
Type
like
in
the
2?
sequel. Yeah.
2022 Furious.
Ooh.
2022 Electric Boogaloo. God, these must be the first time these jokes have ever been made.
It's crazy to think how easy it is for, like, today, how easy it is for flags like the Confederate flag to infiltrate into the US. What's it? I'm blanking. What's the place called?
Capitol
Building. That's it. And it astounds me, and it's like all I've really been thinking about is just is just how like fuck the world is, but moreover, is how it's awful to think about in any other context, because we can look at America and we can go, "Oh, just another Tuesday." Those fucking pesky Yanks. But like, if that happened here and there was like homegrown terrorism, which there has been, with the shooter from in New Zealand, that fuckwit.
Yeah. It's a good example.
Right, but it's insane to think that people think that storming their country's Capitol building or like any equivalent, with a different flag than the one of that country, and not see the irony in like saying that they want things to be better or great again.
I saw a picture on Twitter. So it was January 6th, which was the day like the recounts or whatever, like the Georgia was like going to declare, and then the election was going to be finalized, like to declare like their votes, and the election was going to be finalized. So there was the terrorists had like Georgian flags, like to say that the election won't be stolen in Georgia, but even though not stolen, stupid Trump, fuck that guy. But one of the guys had the flag for the country of Georgia instead of the state. That's so fucking stupid. And yeah, no,
someone
they
just
also
looks
had
up.
Nazi flags and shit, and then the president said he loves them. So Donald Trump loves Nazis. You heard it here. Not first, but we kind of spelled it out for you. Now, I do want to
gotta
quickly
make sure.
draw attention. So we are, as I said, we are streaming live on twitch.tv/Slalt Cast. We don't normally interact with chat while we're doing the podcast, but I've seen something that I'm not going to fact check because I just want it to be true. So Dweebsy in chat has said Olive Garden apparently worked with the FBI to revoke pasta passes from the terrorists. That's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
I think it's true. At least, like you, I want it to be true because that's just
So just know if you're
that's
planning,
just taking it all. That's taking it all. Like everyone's just being boycotted.
if
this
you're
point.
planning on committing either domestic terrorism or participating in a coup, you may forego unlimited pasta. So just if you need any more detractors from that.
I think the biggest and probably greatest win, the biggest W that everybody has taken from this, however, is that crab rave Donald Trump is gone. Crab rave from social media. Asterisk.
He has been deleted from social media, so it went through like a shaky period where Twitter, after his video got posted, on Twitter, Facebook took it down and suspended his account indefinitely, and then Twitter took the video down and just stopped him from posting, I think, for 12 hours, they said. And then the days following, both Facebook said the ban's permanent, and then Twitter moved to fully suspending his account and saying that he's permanently banned as well. So now Big Donnie gone from all socials.
So I kind of woke up late to the whole situation. I didn't necessarily know how it started. I just knew that a lot of people were storming the Capitol building because of something that Trump had done through Twitter. So if anyone has any info on how it actually begun, like what the video was and shit.
So I believe how this all started. So obviously since the election happened, Big Donnie, the Cheeto in charge, has been he's been saying that the election's been stolen, that like the Democrats rigged the election and all that. And so he's kind of been growing that sentiment among his followers. And then from what I understand, at least there was a like a Reddit type site known as Parler. It's like a social networking site, kind of targeted, or I don't know if it was targeted towards, but it's generally like has been adopted and is used by conservatives and like far right wing people, right wing extremists. That's the word. Anyway, on this Parler site, they organized themselves to say that we are going to go to the Capitol on the 6th, and like because that was the day that like the Electoral College were coming together to finalize. I don't know if the Electoral College is the right word, but that was the day the election was being finalized. Was the 6th, that night. So like we'll bust in there, we'll stop the proceedings, and the election won't be stolen. I don't know, stupid fucking right wing.
However the fuck that works.
So that led to them storming the Capitol, pretty much under like the express like command from the president. Like he said, it's been stolen. You guys need to rally yourselves. And then they rallied themselves, and 4 people died. And then he said that he loved them. So
did he post a video about it?
So no, the video came after. That was his official response to the situation where he was like, "Go home, I love you, you're very special, the bastard." That's what he said to the terrorists. And everyone was like, "No, fuck you, you're just trying to incite further violence here." Because he said in the video a couple times, like he said the election was stolen and stuff. So it wasn't a real go home. It was just try to incite more shit. So yeah,
it was like, look, I agree with what you're doing, but you can't do that.
Yeah.
But I agree.
It was like, you've gone too far. Hoink.
It's so fucked up.
It is. It's extremely fucked up. But so I saw today on Twitter that the movement, like the Democrats have proposed the movement to impeach him.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Which will be good.
There's a lot of people that are obviously for and against it, but I think.
Well, I think the big thing. So he is going to be. I'm not sure the exact time frame of Biden being sworn in, but it's relatively soon. So people will sound like, "Oh, impeaching him now is futile." The important thing that happens if he's impeached is he can't run again in 4 years, and he loses all of the benefits that you get for being a former president. So he doesn't get his pension, he doesn't get his flight budget, he doesn't get his security detail. Basically strips him of all of the honor and the privileges of the title.
They took your job.
You took your job.
here in Australia, we have a wide variety of shitty leaders, but they're at least good people, if that makes sense. Like they're not great politicians, but when push comes to shove, they're good people for the community, right? Outside of that political position, at least. Donald Trump, and it's not a controversial opinion, but Donald Trump is just not a good person. He's never been a good person. And that's where I think that distinction is made between like sensible politics and then US politics and what it's done over there.
Because you can be a Republican and still say Trump bad because he is bad. Like, saying Trump bad doesn't make you any less of a Republican. But unfortunately, it's like, it's become so tied up, like your political beliefs define you fully. You have to, it's like all or nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it necessarily is that. That's definitely the way that it appears on the internet. Like, it's the two extremes, the two hopefully vocal minorities. Because like in reality, politics is like a spectrum. It's a gray, like there's a lot of gray area.
There's a lot of gray area.
No parties are right on both, like on everything.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong between everyone.
But
Everyone
Trump
seems to feel like they're right.
Wrong on most 99% of things, I dare say.
Like there is no blurred line. Like he's
a piece of shit. He's a
piece of
racist, transphobe, homophobe, xenophobe.
Yeah.
If you can phobe it, he phobes it.
If you are
arachnophobe, he fucking hates spiders.
He doesn't hate children though, especially those that look like he's
pedophile.
Yeah, pedophile.
He also files a
Anything
lot.
you can file.
Audio file.
Taxes. He doesn't file taxes.
Tax phobia.
So we've been we've implemented today a new feature into the live podcast where the live viewers can write in with topics live in the show.
Oh no.
We have received a topic from a viewer who's chosen to identify themselves as definitely not an imprisoned being. And their question is, given how lax the DC security was, do you think Trump supporters could actually raid Area 51 and maybe, I don't know, break out any prisoners who just want to get back home to their alien partners and get that whap?
I was going to make a tweet about that today. I was going to say, funny how these guys showed up to the fucking, I forgot the name of Capitol building, but none of you showed up to the Area 51 road. And then I thought that was in poor taste.
That's not like, so like what I'm saying, we can do this though. Like if we, when we can fly again, what we need is everyone we'll organize ourselves on Parler, which doesn't exist anymore. It's been taken down from the App Store and stuff. Oh, so quick aside. So Parler got taken down from the App Store and Google Play because it was like the same reason 4chan and shit got done. And so there was there's the web technology known as PMAs, PWA, sorry, or Progressive Web Applications, which is just like a different way to run. Fucking Jesus, I can't talk. Run like an application like that. So the acronym stands for Progressive Web Application, and I saw a Reddit thread, like a screenshot of a Reddit thread, where it was like someone was commented on like a thread, obviously like talking about like how they're gonna reconvene themselves, which is kind of disgusting. But it was like, can someone run me through how to install the PWA version of Parler, and also can someone explain why it says the word progressive in it? So yeah. Anyway, we're talking about Area 51. Yeah, no, we can do it. This proved that Area 51 raid can happen.
Well, I feel like you've got the ultimate card of just being like, well, but if they could do it, why can't we?
Okay. So
they did it.
Here's the secret source. So the terrorist attack happened because Trump told them to. If we get Biden to tell us to raid Area 51, we'll make it through no problem.
Biden's for the people.
I'll tweet at him right now. I'll tweet at him right now.
But Dan.
Let's go.
Bye, Dan. Bye, Dan. I think.
Look, yeah, I wanted to say everyone go tweet at Joe Biden, but I'm not going to say that.
No, I'm not going to do it.
I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
We don't need that to be the Slalt Cast legacy.
Local Australian podcast starts another raid.
Local Australian podcast.
We are local to Australia, but also some Americans listen.
All right, I think we can move on from the whole political debate.
I don't think we can. Nah, jokes.
Okay, guys, ready? I'm gonna give you another hot topic. Ready? And I'm
like
not talking about the shirt store.
There's more than shirts there. All
They
right.
also
Give 'em-
sell pants and sometimes totes.
They sell a fantasy of becoming a scene. Okay.
Fucking excuse me?
Caden looks like he smells like he looks like a person that
Right.
exclusively shops at Hot Topic.
No.
Anyway,
Incorrect.
No.
You can make that
Have you
opinion
ever
for
been-
yourself on the Slalt Cast YouTube channel
Have you
though.
ever
This
been-
podcast is video.
Have you been to Hot Topic?
no.
So then you have no idea.
No, he just has heard that insult on
I just assume
Reddit.
it's Big W.
No, it's not.
Is there a Hot Topic in Australia?
I don't know.
I really doubt it.
Oh, well, okay.
Anyway, what is your hot topic? Not the
My
clothing
hot
store.
topic, and I'm not talking about the shirt store. The momentum was kind of ruined, to be honest. I was just going to say, like, pineapple on pizza.
Oh, that was a terrible topic. Everyone knows
It
pineapple
isn't a
definitely
terrible topping.
belongs on pizza.
Well, if we're talking, if before we were talking about all the files, right? We're hitting through all these different files. Let's talk about Carson, because there's potential to be a file there for old mate.
Oh, we're not allowed to look at those files or we'll go to jail. Coby, do you want to run us through what happened?
All right. Call me Carson.
Popular Minecraft YouTuber.
Yes, very popular YouTuber in general and Twitch streamer. Most known for simping for Pokimane and creating SMP Live.
Well, and what was the big thing that happened to our boy?
now more recently, it's come out that when he was 19...
Not that.
What?
Before that. The whole...
Caterino and Fitz.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Did that happen?
That's
No, so that's something I want to get into once Coby explains the thing is the timeline of what things happened. But explain the most recent drama.
So it came out that 2 years ago, 2 years ago now, it was about around this time, just a little under. Call Me Carson had been exchanging and sexting with an underage or multiple, well, not an underage fan confirmed, but multiple other fans as well.
So it's the article I'm reading states that he was engaging in like sexually suggestive text interactions, text and sometimes image. With a 17-year-old when he was 19 in 2019 and a 17-year-old when he was 20 last year.
Yeah, so that's the big story, and then to compound on top of that, because there is a little bit more. So in 2020, in early 2020, about March, Carson had come out to his group of fellow content creators that he had made a group with called the Lunch Club, formerly known as Goop, and
which is not the Gwyneth Paltrow vagina thing.
Not the vagina thing.
Yucky.
That he'd been doing these activities. He admitted to it, and a lot of them had burned that bridge extremely quickly. Like Lunch Club just effectively stopped. But they, I assume, all agreed to keep it silent, in hopes that it was that sort of thing where he said it was that thing where he like said that it's like what's happened has happened, it's not going to happen again, and then we cut to now where the information has been made public, and it was
I saw a video that was kind of like a compilation of all of different people who were like relevant to the situation and their reactions and statements about what happened, and I saw that Slimesicle said that basically the consensus was they didn't want to turn it into Twitter drama. That's why it had only broke now. It's because the victims came forward. But I did see that Slimesicle, who was a member of Lunch Club, at least he says he notified like law enforcement. Like he immediately told the police what happened as soon as Carson told everyone, and then cut all ties. So there is that.
So there's just it then got to Keemstar, and then
that's where it gets fucked.
Yeah, all my homies hate Keemstar.
Fuck Keem. Right, let's also fuck Keem so he features us and then we get famous.
Yo,
Sick.
fuck Keem.
Fuck
Fuck
Keem.
Keemstar.
Fuck
Fuck you,
Keem.
Keemstar.
Lawrence clipped that.
Yeah, Lawrence clipped that,
And then tweeted at him.
Yeah. So that's kind of the entire situation. What's the timeline, if you're wondering, Dan, that you asked, was like the Caterino stuff had come out roughly at the same point, and there was a video by one of Carson's, one of the other members of Lunch Club, Slalt, that he posted to one of his
The weekly slap.
the Weekly Slap, which is one of his YouTube channels, which was what was I saying? Fuck.
It was titled Carson, and he basically broke down the situation and gave
broke down the
more...
situation. What did I say before that?
I don't know. You were trying to talk about the timeline. Well,
Timeline,
from the
yes,
article I just
timeline.
read, so I'm
He
reading an
says-
article from Insider. It says one of the incidents happened
Yeah.
in 2019, one of them happened in 2020. So it was both before and after the situation, like the Caterino situation, which is interesting.
Caterino situation was,
Late
2019.
2019.
Right? But he puts into perspective Carson's mental health. I have varying opinions, which aren't necessarily hot takes, but I want you guys to talk about it.
So I've seen a lot of people like that are, because Carson's fairly big in the Twitch community. One of the things that I've seen, I saw at least XQC say this and a few other streamers whose names I can't remember, was that like 17 and 19 from a moral standpoint, it's not a gigantic age gap, and yes, there is like the 18 barrier in between them, but from like a moral perspective, 2 years isn't that much. They're both just 20 teenagers. My opinion on that is, while like for any normal people that is okay, for Carson, who commands like a following of 3 million people, was one of the biggest people on Twitch, like was one of the most influential people on like the YouTube platform at that time. Because 2019 was when the whole SMP Live stuff was really popping off.
So he was that influential at 19.
So I think the timeline was SMP Live was beginning in early 2019.
Yeah, so through the course of that year, he blew up basically. So
Yeah.
when you command that kind of following, it, no matter what the situation, it is morally wrong for you to weaponize like your power over a fan like that. It is grooming, which is what a lot of the verbiage has been around the situation. It was absolutely grooming the fans. From a legal perspective, this is wrong. Like, black and white, this is wrong. It was with a minor, he's fucked.
He sounds like a lawyer.
And then even from a moral perspective, though, I still think this is wrong. Like, it's ridiculous. You shouldn't. When you are the most popular man on most popular man on Twitch.
The thing, I don't know a lot about Carson. All I really know about Carson is all the drama that surrounds him. I don't watch him enough. I don't watch enough of YouTube, unfortunately. So was he that influential at 19?
So in 2019, he and a lot of the people who continued on to become Lunch Club, they were like the leaders of the resurgence of Minecraft on YouTube and Twitch, through the SMP Live server, which was basically a Minecraft server where whenever you were on the server, you had to be live on Twitch. Then so like obviously like it ended up with a lot of antics and stuff, and that burst creators like not burst, but like brought to the forefront creators like Slalt and Traves and Hugbox and so on. And Carson was like one of the ones who made the server. And yeah, so that blew up. That was massive on Twitch. All of those guys, whenever they were streaming, they were like #1 on Twitch. Like the main characters on that. And that was through all of 2019, and it was like the end of 2019, I believe, is when like Lunch Club, at the start of 2020, Lunch Club formed. They were actually brought in as part of like the Misfits network, the Misfits being like Fitz, Swagger, and all that. Which is like why the Kate drama was a bit spicy. So yeah, no, he definitely was extremely influential. He was also kind of like he at least was the poster boy for like millennial humor, where he kind of just like random image and loud equals funny. As like that was already popular. It's not fair to say that he invented that, but he definitely like further popularized it, and it was definitely his brand. So yeah, at the time, he was definitely very influential.
Yeah. Okay. Well, see, then that does bring more sense to what you're saying. Like, for me, like you're saying before, Dan, like I understand the whole 19 to 17. That's really not that unusual. We've seen a bit of it. It's not like super wrong. if it was a general,
If it was just two
like,
people who like knew each other from high school, who were a couple years
Exactly.
apart, it's
I'd
still
even
kind of
say-
icky.
I'd even say
It's still
like-
kind of icky.
Yeah, it's icky.
but
It's weird, but it's not so like unheard of. Like, of course,
there's always a
there's-
tradie preying on some.
yeah, but not
Let's
like
leave that
but not
there.
like that. Yeah, not like that. It's more so like
We're also not saying this is a good thing that it should happen.
yeah, no, it's not.
But
it's
like
not a
we
good
understand
thing.
that there are age gaps in dating is kind of more where we're
Yeah.
going. This is
It's-
someone just literally weaponizing their following and like their influence and their
Mm.
power to groom their fans, and it's disgusting.
Yeah, it kind of comes across that way. Like you can tell that when someone with such a big notoriety approaches you in any form of intimate matter, immediately it's a bit of a grey area. Is it a sincere thing? Is it like, oh well,
Mm.
I've got all this control, blah blah blah. So it's a hard
Yeah.
situation, especially when you're
And
going.
especially if you're, because like it's like a fact that basically every single person who looks to YouTube and Twitch as a career is just a weirdo. Like
Yeah.
not a lot of people not a lot of people look at like this stuff and are insane. Well, at least like in the gaming space. Like I doubt
It
that,
definitely. What I think what you're trying to say is it takes a certain kind of person to be able to do this as like a job full time.
well, yeah, that's
I
what
wouldn't
mean.
say
But it's
everyone's
also,
a
it's also
weirdo,
like
but especially when you blow up, like the human brain is not designed to handle the kind of interaction you get from like a 5 million person following, especially when
Yeah.
it is just you and you don't have a PR team like an actor would have. Like when you're a YouTuber, you don't have the team behind you that like the traditional celebrity has. So it definitely is a different experience, and it only a few people can come out of that unscathed.
yeah. And like I can empathize with the fact that like being in that position, and if I was to be in that position, speaking personally, and you're gonna like you'd laugh at it and say, "Ha, of course, Coby, right?" But it's like it's true that when we're still young, and even if I was put in that position today, and I had a female fan who looked very pretty, come on to me, and then I'd be like, "Hey, what up?" Right? I'd do some stupid shit, but like
But I
it's
hope
not
that you would have the sense to be like, you're 17. Because
Yeah, no.
so a thing that I saw, it wasn't XQC, it was another streamer who commented on it, who was saying that it's okay, which I disagree with. They were saying that like this is literally groupies, like groupies have existed forever. Like it's as morally ambiguous as that is. There's like a precedent, like rockstars make
Yeah.
groupies. The difference once again is you'd hope like. Underage is still underage. First off, and
Underage
second
is
off,
underage.
it is still
Like,
disgusting to use your fans like that.
Playing into that example of like musicians and groupies and stuff like that, like musicians did cop a lot of slack, especially over the years, of underage groupies. It's a common thing. It's the same example. It's like if you have such an influential following in whatever regard, and someone approaches you and they're of underage, no matter who the fuck you are or what you do or what the whole structure of the situation is, it's not going to look good.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, there's bad scenarios of where people were unaware, or so they say they're unaware, and shit happens, and it just ends up fucking throwing spanners in works. But then there's situations where it's very evident that someone is of underage and things have still gone along, and then that's when.
Well, like if you read the messages, there's which I have because they're cringe as fuck, and I feed on.
Kobe's getting tips. He's like, "This is how I Tinder."
I'm getting, yeah, no. Reading the like messages that they sent, there was like obviously some sort of mutual thing, well, more one-sided, right? Where she was sort of putting it on the back pedal, but also wanted to put like not to blame the victim because she's, that's not what I'm trying to do.
So please
right?
don't victim blame.
Yeah, I'm not going to victim blame, right?
Joseph isn't here. I thought would be safe.
Yeah. No, but you, like it's difficult to say without sounding like you're victim blaming. But it's like she was adamantly saying, "Well, wait a year, like till she was 18, and then he would start up the conversation again." right?
Yes, he's
Which
not
is-
respecting
one.
her, like, not giving consent,
Yeah, and
which
so
is the
like
disgusting thing. So the
Yeah.
thing I wanted to kind of, like, the last thing I wanted to give to kind of put a button on this. So in Schlat's video on the Daily Slat, he spoke about how Carson came forward about this to his friends at the start of 2020, saying that his mental health was in like a really bad place, but he was going to try and get better. And so while a lot of the people cut ties with him, a few of his friends, including Schlat, stuck by his side and tried to help him work through his like mental health issues. But then Schlat like went on to say, like, when he found out that it happened again that year after he had said that, that's when Schlat cut ties because he saw that he wasn't getting better. So I think what this is like a mentally, when you say mentally unstable, it sounds like more negative than it is, but like he's under a lot of mental pressure and he doesn't necessarily have like the tool set to handle it, and he's been given like a lot of influence, a lot of power, and he's also 19 and horny, and he's made some, unfortunately, some fucking terrible decisions that are going to haunt him for the rest of his life.
It's hard, right? Like you do want to sympathize with someone who's evidently struggling through something, like is going through some mental barriers and some mental shit. And it's evident that there are people on his side clearly trying to give him the support and the network that he needs. There's only so much rope you can give someone before it really
before they
is
hang
just,
themselves.
in a metaphorical sense, yeah.
I mean, that is a
don't wanna
saying.
really.
That's a saying.
It's a saying. I don't want to say anything and then fucking bite me in the ass years later.
That is a good point.
But that's exactly the whole thing. Like, you can only support someone for so long and try and give them so much help. But if they're not
like they
gonna
gave
help
him the benefit of the
themselves-
doubt, and he bit the hand that feeds.
If they're not going to help themselves, then you end up just giving part of yourself away, and then you become sucked into that kind of mental shit, which is just an unfun thing to deal with.
And it's becoming increasingly more frequent with creators too.
Is it
Yeah.
becoming more frequent, or are fans becoming more vocal? Is this like Me Too for the new like for the new media thing? Because like we did see the Me Too movement,
but that does count for frequency, right? Like it never happened because people didn't speak about it.
Well, I mean,
not to say that it
still.
didn't happen, not to say that it didn't happen.
The cancelling's never
becoming
happened.
Frequent.
Yeah,
it's more
I
of
guess
a frequent issue. It's becoming right that people are speaking out, and like you have to look out for those things now.
it counters back into itself because it's a more frequent issue because people are now more talking about.
So
it.
on
Doesn't
this,
mean
I
it
would
didn't
just want to
happen.
say, if any of you have experienced sexual misconduct from Coby, you can come forwards. We'll cut all tight, Caden. Put your hand down. We told you not to talk about that. No. Do you guys have anything else on this, or are you happy to move on?
Well, I'm quite happy to move on because I want to talk about the good side of YouTube and stop talking about the bad.
No, I'm gonna say one more hot topic.
Okay. I don't care that you broke your elbow.
Go, hot topic. No, we've lost him. But he's pushed his mic away. He's retracted his chair. He's contemplating standing, but he's unplugging his headphones. He's gonna do it again. Kobe's forgetting this is an audio podcast too. He's pretending to do the Dragon Ball. He's unplugged his headphones. Caden, this is our time. We can talk shit about him. God, I hate that guy.
Fuck you,
God
bitch.
damn, he's the worst.
About you, bitch.
God, gosh.
I unplugged my headphones extremely dramatically for audio listeners.
Well, anyway, moving on to.
Wait, did you have a hot topic about seasons, Kobe? Because I have a hot take on seasons.
Oh, summer is shit.
I was gonna say we delete autumn and spring. We just have summer and winter.
No, fuck you. Spring is the best. Spring is
hot,
the second
it's
best.
hot.
No, it still
baby.
exists, but it's just summer or winter. Why would it complicate things?
Because spring is better. Alright, think about this, Dan.
You still
Think
have
about
spring,
this.
just 1 month of it's in winter and 2 months of it are in summer.
No, I don't want a longer summer. I want summer to be 3
It
months.
doesn't change the weather. The weather's still the same. We're changing the weather, global warming. But no, we're just different names for it.
Yeah, but no, it's more. It feels more better, and
more better.
More better. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Fuck you. You and your English language. You can't even spell there and there right. Or
Use
use
it in a
apostrophes and
sentence.
commas.
I use those.
Yeah. What about weather and weather?
Indeed.
I don't know
Hey,
whether
Dan, spell
the
weather.
Please use it in a sentence.
I don't know whether the weather will be good today.
Country of origin.
Weather.
Can I phone a friend?
Sure.
Don't phone me.
Can you guys just hang on just one moment? I'm phoning my friend. Dun,
Okay.
dun, dun, dun.
So, the weather.
Hang on, I'm
The
phoning a
weather-
friend. Hey, Caden, is your phone on silent?
It is.
No, well, I'm calling Caden. that was gonna be the joke.
Yeah.
So what's your topic, Caden? The bright side of YouTube.
I was trying to move on to a topic where I've recently discovered my new obsession on YouTube, which is this guy. He runs a YouTube channel which just revolves entirely around puzzles and magic, and I fucking love it. It's my obsession at the moment. It's amazing. The guy's name is Chris Ramsey.
I saw you write this in the podcast topics channel, and I thought you meant like jigsaw puzzles, but you mean like kind of like mind-bendy smart puzzles.
Like puzzle boxes, trinkets, like fucking little things.
Like there's like 3D puzzles and stuff.
Yeah,
where it's like the bits of metal, and you got to try and. I'm gonna quickly bring up some. I'm gonna bring up some B-roll.
B-roll.
I'm gonna bring up some B-roll. I can send you some B-roll.
I found his YouTube channel.
Okay, it's fucking so entertaining. It's the perfect YouTube channel to do one of the following things: either to fall asleep to,
Okay.
to just kill some time and just kind of chill and watch something for the sake of watching something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the perfect little mind bender. It's fun to see some of these things. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I used to watch this dude a long time ago where he only had like little puzzles and was only doing bits and pieces, and he does dabble in a bit of magic, like card tricks and cool fun stuff. And that realm always kind of interested me as a kid. I loved it. It was always fascinating, but I never really did too much with it because I just kind of got bored of it. But going back to his channel recently, he started doing these things where he's sunk like a good chunk of money in these really expensive puzzle boxes.
A lot of these videos, like $20,000 puzzle, $30,000 puzzle.
They are very clickbaity titles, but it's not clickbaity.
I mean, they look insane.
It's
so it looks
actually
like
legit.
For audio listeners, there's like images on like kind of like reminiscent of like hieroglyphics on the side of the boxes, and there's all these notes and ciphers and stuff. This looks very cool.
The video that you're watching, I've watched recently, and it's fucking ridiculous. So he gets this giant cathedral-like box that has a little chessboard on top of it, and has like a bunch of different faces, and there's like a whole story arc revolving around this puzzle box, where it's like this ancient like English like monolithic cult, I guess, of like the kings and the queens and this whole underground society, and the box holds the clues and the initiation to this society, blah blah blah. So it kind of tells the story as you solve it, but the way that you solve the puzzle is really, really interesting. It's like a mini video game almost. So
yeah, that looked awesome.
You'll have like different magnets that lock into different places that open up different sections of the box, and it's like a fucking Da Vinci Code style thing. Like,
it's like a mini escape room.
Yeah.
Escape room, yeah.
100%, and it's so entertaining to watch. I don't know what it is about it, but just seeing this go down is fucking awesome. There's like one that he done recently, which had like, it had a previous box. It had a previous puzzle box that was made link up with a newer one that he just bought.
Oh shit! So it had like a sequel?
It had like a sequel. So he had one, and then they were like, you need to have the old puzzle box nearby because they interlink with each other and they talk to each other.
That's fucking awesome.
It's insane. You, Dan, of all people, would have a field day.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall asleep watching this tonight.
the amount of AI and coding and tech work that goes into some of the, like, especially the more expensive ones, is amazing. The amount of coding and like cross work that goes into it is ridiculous.
So does he? Are his videos just solving the puzzles, or does he like solve them and then break down how they were made, or is it like a combination of everything?
Combination. Most of it depends. Like a lot of his longer videos will tend to be a bit of both. He's got a variety. Like he's got everything from like a puzzle box the size of your phone to a puzzle box the size of your fucking monitor, I guess. Like, from tiny to massive. So the bigger ones obviously take a lot more time. There's more in depth. So he might go into how they were made and how it started and how they actually got into contact. And some of these are commissioned and made for him. It's like a whole thing that he does. Whereas some of the littler ones are really easy. He might solve them in fucking half an hour and 20 minutes. And the video length will only be about 15, 20 minutes. And he'll kind of break it down after he's done it. Like, oh, wow, this mechanism locks in this way. And I thought I was turning it this way, but it actually needs to go this way after I've opened it. And I see it now, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's really cool. He will break it down a little bit. It's just satisfying to watch. It's ridiculously satisfying to watch, and I don't know why.
Fantastic recommendation. And while we're on the topic of recommending media, if you are in a place where it is safe for you to attend the movie theater, I highly recommend you go and see the movie Promising Young Woman. It's if it doesn't win Best Picture of last year, there is an injustice has been done. I almost don't want to explain to you the premise of this film because like the less you know going in the better. But this is a podcast, so I'll give like the basic.
Give like the TLDR of the trailer.
The basic premise is that this woman, Cassie, goes to bars pretending to be drunk to kind of lure piece of shit guys to pick her up, take her home, and try to take advantage of it. And then so that's her goal, and then she exacts revenge on them, let's say. The movie, fantastic. It stars, I don't want to butcher her name, it stars Carey Mulligan and Bo Burnham as like the two leads. Bo Burnham, fantastic, should be in more movies. He's a great comedian, also a great dramatic actor. I would say it's like a dark comedy. It's definitely like a thriller. Like very suspenseful, a lot of twists and turns, but it is also funny. It's just a fucking ride, man. I went to see it at the movies. I went late at night. There was 2 other people in the theater, and I was masked up. So once again, only go if it's safe. But if you have the opportunity to get out and watch this movie,
I reckon I might actually go and watch this movie.
It's so fucking good. I might even
go watch this weekend. It intrigues me. It's an interesting idea. Like it sounds like a sketch that was sunk a lot of time into.
Oh, it's definitely the goal of it isn't to be a comedy. I think just to make the subject matter more stomachable, there's comedic elements because it is really like the whole basis of the movie is women being taken advantage of by dudes, and it's like the shittiness of dudes and stuff. And I think that is difficult subject matter for some people, especially dudes. The comedy I think is in there is to add some levity. Otherwise, it'd be a fucking depressing movie, let me tell you. But no, I could not recommend this movie more highly.
Okay, well, I might go check it out. I might get back to you next week with some of my own reviews.
Some of your own thoughts. And speaking of next week thoughts, so it was for the period of time that Mandalorian was transpiring. Season 2 of Mandalorian was happening. We did a weekly segment. Mando Watch, we never called it, but that was basically what it was. We broke down the most recent episode of Mandalorian.
We missed a great opportunity there.
What was the opportunity?
The Mando Watch.
Mando Watch? Oh, okay. It's not that good a name. Anyway, my point is starting this Friday, actually, the 15th, WandaVision premieres on Disney Plus. And that's basically going to kickstart an entire year of Marvel content on Disney Plus. Someone did the math that if all of the shows come out on time, there'll basically be some sort of Marvel or shows and movies come out on time. There'll basically be some sort of Marvel content coming out every single week of 2021, starting this week. Jesus. So we're gonna do a podcast meeting live on air. Do you think that we should do a Mando segment for WandaVision?
No. If I have to keep up,
how many episodes?
8 episodes. It's going to be over 7 weeks.
See, Hayden, this is how he's going to claw you in, right? He's going to claw you in by saying, we're going to do it for just WandaVision. And then...
Oh, no, we're absolutely like, doing it for all of them.
Like, I don't want to have to keep up week to week right? I didn't like it with Mando. I felt it was forced conversation, but it was still fun because Joseph and I got to rant about episode 9. That's the only good that came out of that. I don't want to speak about Disney property and Marvel property once every week for the entire year because I'm going to blow my brains out if I have to.
Okay, counterpoint. Okay, then go.
Sir, I want to say something. I'm kind of gonna agree with Coby, like a little bit, only because I never always got the time to watch the show. Obviously, I fucking started watching it halfway through us actually talking about it. So there was a long time where I wasn't actually watching the show. So it kind of felt like I needed to watch it in order to talk the podcast, blah, blah, blah. That being said, it was quite enjoyable each week having something to talk about and being like,
so I was going to say, what
was this week like?
So
suggestion...
The show premieres on Friday with 2 episodes. If it's good, do we want to talk about it?
My suggestion...
talk about it at the end of the season.
Nah, my suggestion was a casual check-in every now and again.
Yeah, if something notable happens, we talk about it.
My suggestion was, we all watch it at our own pace. Obviously, if it comes out week to week, but maybe we don't watch an episode a week or however. Say, episode 3, we fucking chat about what's happened so far, and if we haven't watched it, we try to keep it spoiler-free. And then maybe a couple episodes later, we talk about shit. We kind of check in casually, but not make it a week-to-week thing.
Okay, so
I think we can. After the first week, we can talk about it, and then kind of leave it for maybe an episode or 2, and then come back to it and kind of spread it out rather than doing it.
So I agree. Having a fixed segment where we talk about spoiler content every week definitely. Looking at the YouTube analytics as I am at the moment, it definitely hurt our retention. So here's the final say that I'm gonna have, and then we can move on to. I want to address one last thing before we wrap. So the first 2 episodes come out on Friday.
Yep.
Before next week's podcast, which will probably be recorded next either Monday or Tuesday, which will be the one with the Varen boys, not this week. I know I told you all on the stream last night that it's going to be this week. Anyway, we're all going to watch it, and then and we're going to talk about it no matter what. And then if we decide the show's good, we're going to revisit this conversation with the input of the Varen boys and hopefully Joseph, and discuss the future of the WandaVision segment. So this has been episode 0 of the WandaVision podcast within a podcast. Thank you all for stopping by. I've been your host. I've been your host, Daniel, of the WandaVision podcast. Catch us next week for episode 1 and 2.
We're going to be fucked for the entire year. And I can speak for Joseph in saying he's not going to do it.
Look, did I bring this up only because Joseph's not here? Yes.
Yeah. I can read you like a fiddle.
I don't think you read fiddles.
I think you're doing it wrong.
I think what you were supposed to say there is you'll play me like a book.
I can do that too.
So, Coby, you're about to be put in a metal magnetic tube, buddy.
I'm about to be put into a metal magnetic tube. I spoke about it on the podcast a couple weeks ago. I have a medical condition. Don't forget what it's called.
Sorry, you don't forget what it's called?
No. Don't. Full stop. New paragraph. I forget what it's called. But the doctor, after seeing my blood tests a couple weeks ago, suggested that I see a specialist, and get an MRI. So
So after we talked about this last, did you go back and get any more tests done, or did you wait until now to do?
All right. Here's something. So here's a little bit of a bit of Coby lore for you. So
Coby lore.
So when I went to the doctor in early December last year, she told me that I hadn't been there for about 4.5 years. Now that's a long fucking period of time to not go to the doctor. And I thought about it. Thought about when the last time I went to the doctor was, because surely I remember it. The last time I went to the doctor is because I had fever symptoms.
Coby was the first recorded case of COVID.
Yeah, Patient 0.
That's one of my songs. There was whites on my glands, on my nodules in the back of my mouth. It was like white, not inside people colored. So the doctor suggested that I go get some blood tests, and you know what I fucking did? You know what I did? not get the fucking blood tests and just never show my face to the doctor again for 4.5 years. So, I agreed to the MRI and to see the specialist, but after going through possibly the weirdest experience, possibly the worst experience, and I've had a girl tell me that she just wants to be friends twice.
You also had the hey, hi, hey. Oh, no, that was Mop. You said hi, I'm Coby, and then
Yeah, that wasn't that bad. That was kind of funny. I also had that. Would you like chips and salad? Yes.
Okay, so a quick aside. We're at a restaurant known as the Bavarian Beer Cafe. We're having a cheeky dins, I think, before we went to a club. It was myself, Cobias here. That's his full name. Friend of the show Blake and friend of the show Kiara at this. It's a German restaurant. Coby. So first off, we order drinks because this is one of the things this restaurant is known for. They do German beer, and you can order it big. You can get like a liter of beer. So we're all going around. I'll get my liter of Lowy, a bit of Lowenbrow, good German beer. And our friend Blake goes. He looks the waitress dead in the eye. Says, "What's your best beer with a twist?" It's subcategory on the menu. It was like beers infused with fruit. But the way he said it, very comedic. Anyway, so the waitress leaves, comes back. You guys ready to order food? My friend Cobias here goes. He's like, "Oh, can I have?" I'm just going to assume it was a schnitzel. Can I have a chicken schnitzel, please? And she goes, "Oh, would you like chips or potato salad?" Coby, I was sitting between Coby and the waitress, and I could see that Coby did not hear that, and the blank look on his face quickly transitioned to fear. As there was a pregnant pause. He looks at the waitress and says, "Yes." And then raucous laughter erupts, and Cody realizes the error of his ways and leaps off the side of the building. No, anyway,
so the blood test that I got the other week or the last month was absolutely horrifying, and I'm deathly afraid of it. So I didn't get a repeat test, but I will eventually. I'll probably have to. They'll do it, But I'm putting it off as long as I can. But tomorrow, the 13th of January, 2021, I'm going to be stuck in a metal coffin, and I'm going to ask to listen to King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard for an hour.
How are you?
And nice.
Is that a thing that they offer? They offer playing you music?
Well, because
you can't have an AirPod in there, buddy.
My understanding of an MRI is they put you in a metal tube, and you have to stay still as you can for as long as you can. And to get an accurate image of the body, you have to be in there for a long time. So they're not just going to put you in this loud coffin. Apparently, they give you music, and you can choose what music you can listen to.
That's cool.
Interesting.
Scars by Varen, please.
Well, that
for
won't
1
be out.
hour straight.
That will be coming out on
Friday,
the 15th of January.
So tomorrow, the day this comes out.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So is claustrophobia something you struggle with, Coby?
Not known to, but possibly. Also,
okay, look, we can test this. So when's the MRI happening? If you're willing to disclose this,
tomorrow.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to come over to your house tonight and put you in some sort of small chamber, a box of sorts. The edge of the box will be about this far from your face, and your arms will be fully restricted. And we'll see how you handle that, and then we'll know if you're prepared for this MRI.
Are you just going to assault me, Dan?
Look. Assault is such a strong word.
Are you going to sexually assault me?
No, I'm not Carson King.
Love a bit of you went there.
So, Caden, we just slightly alluded to it, but you have a big weekend coming out.
I literally made the transition.
I know it happened. Well, I wanted to do my comedy.
Yeah, I had a big weekend planned. I had to move some shit, unfortunately, because of COVID. But hey, that's the fucking nature of the beast at the moment. But we still do have a song coming out on Friday, January the 15th, tomorrow, for when some people are listening to this, or might already be out. It's a fun song. It's a banger. It's out on Triple J on Earth.
So that's what I was gonna say. If you are in the live Twitch chat, or if you are listening to this or watching it on the day that it comes out, or even after, there is going to be a link on our Instagram in the link tree. It's also in the live chat for the Twitch viewers now for the Triple J Unearth page for Verum. What you need to do, what I want every single one of you right now, if you're driving your car, I want you to honk 3 times and then pull over. And then sign into Triple J. Go to leave a cheeky review on Scars. Give it thumbs up, positive rating, kind words. Share it to all your friends, because we want to hear this bad boy on the radio. And from what I understand, the way to do this is traction on the site. So please go do that now. But the song drops on Friday on Spotify. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Do we have an idea of time? Or is it just
It'll be out, like, fucking on the dot. Friday on the dot.
Okay, good. I'm going to be listening to it.
So if you're up at fucking 1 o'clock in the morning at fucking 12 a.m., sorry. If you're up at 12 a.m., it'll be there. It might pop up a bit later for some of you, depending. But yeah, it'll be there. So have a listen. Tell me what you think. You like it? You hate it? Fucking let me know, because if you hate it, I can make it better. You just gotta make sure you let me know.
Can you make it better though, Caden?
I can make something else better.
This podcast by ending it. Coby, where can the kids find you?
You can find me at _50 Coby 55_ and at South_bound_Ben on Instagram, and at Coby _55 on Twitter.
Caden, where can the kids find you?
You can check me out at verum.band on Instagram. We post a lot of shit there, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Any upcoming gigs you want to advertise?
We were supposed to have 2 this weekend. One was on Friday at Tomcat. I believe we've had to cancel that just because of restrictions. It's not safe. We don't really want to make any risks while we don't have to. We had one on the Saturday of this weekend that we've now moved to the 29th of January, which is after restrictions should be let up, which is the one at Thirsty Chiefs, which we are very excited for because we got a beer made for it, which is fucking awesome.
We didn't talk about that. We'll have to talk about that with the Verum boys next week. Write that down.
We'll talk about it next week.
Write that down somewhere.
But that's an exciting topic that we can have a chat about. That's
yes,
really
we
cool.
are going to have hopefully the full band Verum on the podcast next week. It's going to be questionable from a technical perspective. We know that the more people we have on a Discord call, the more likely it is we're going to talk over each other, and the less well Discord handles the audio. So it's looking like we might have like 7 people on that podcast. It's going to be a big one. You definitely don't want to miss it.
It's going to be a jam.
You can find me at DanielS737 on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow the Slalt Cast at Slalt Cast on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, twitch.tv/SlaltCast, and we don't have a vanity URL yet on YouTube, so you can either go to the links in one of the other places, or you can just search up Slalt Cast on YouTube, say, yes, I meant Slalt Cast, not Saltcast, and then you'll find the channel. We post this podcast every week. We stream live on Twitch, twitch.tv/SlaltCast, Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. Coby streams on Twitch on like Tuesdays and another day, I guess, but not this Tuesday. Make sure you go follow him there too.
I got drunk.
He did get drunk. For the live audience, we're about to transition into the post show, which is generally just a debrief. We might play some more games. We'll see how we go. But for the people watching at home, Caden has one final word.
Sex.
Thanks for listening. Please remember to leave a positive rating wherever you're listening from, and to follow our socials at SlaltCast on Twitter and Instagram.